best out of ourselves.
So you're in the marathon, and you're with a guy, Robert Chariot, who's won Boston, what, 4 times, something like that. So you're running side by side with him, and the feeling, people watching on TV, well, there's Chariot and there's Meb, so Chariot's going to win the thing. What was going through your head? And I'm thinking you probably didn't want it to come down to a sprint of any sort.
New York did a great job assembling the field. I mean, I was the 11th fastest guy in the field. I was also the 39th fastest in the 2004 Olympics out of 101. You know, for me, I know that those times I ran under ideal condition and when they have a rabbit.
Rabbit and stuff like that, sure.
For me, 209, 21, kind of did have another fast course, but I didn't have my A game or that day, or 209.53 was a New York course, so a lot of people say that's a minute and a half, 2 minutes lower, but I only know that, and Coach Larson know that, and I believe in competition. Whether it's Boston, New York, and the Olympic Games, you know, when everything is equaled out, you know, compete. And
right.
That's why we run the races, and I believe that my training's done extremely well. My only concern was that I might have, you know, picked too soon, because just because I ran a great time in San Jose, I've been running great all summer long, and this is the first time I covered everything that I need to cover. Long runs, 27 miles, 25 miles, 25 miles, you know, tempo runs, 15 miles, all this at altitude, and done the 1Ks, 800s, 400 meter repeats that I need to do to be able to get me in big shape. And I know that, Ryan know that, and I know what Ryan has done. We pray that the best man might win. It's not even, you know, if he had his A game, which his first time, 4th place in New York. It's not I mean, I know it's not 206, whatever, but that's a great accomplishment on its own. But to be with Robert Chariot toward the end, and you know, you have my goal, let me go back a little bit to London. When I went to London, I wanted to be the guy that got the silver medal, because I didn't have the opportunity to be the Olympics to defend my silver medal. That was one of the motivations that I like to thank. And say, I'm gonna, you know, and when he was there, you know, who we finished and I went third, that was one of my reasons to say, hey, I'm going to compete. The guys that were at the Olympics and Boston, and I'm going to get the, you know, it's not over for me over the hill or whatever people think it is. I'm going to go up there and compete the best that I can, and that's what I did. And with Robert, you know, he tried to get rid of me about mile 23, and he's looking back every 5 seconds, looking back. So and mentally I'm thinking, okay, he's trying to get rid of me, just hang in there. And then once I got Central Park, it was about a little over 2 miles ago, I really didn't think he was going to let me go, but I made a really good move that I've been practicing in training. Kind of Rich Levy told me this. You got to put the hurt on. You got to be 5-6 seconds, just jump on it and then make that gap. And you know you're not going to keep it, but if you make that gap, and then he let me go, I said, sweet.
Sweet. Speaking of sweet, how sweet was that last stretch? Knowing you had it, knowing you got the USA on your chest, knowing you're the first American since Salazar to win this thing.
To be able to win the New York City Marathon, I mean, any marathon that's the place to be. That was it. I mean, to have the media exposure, to be able to say, you know, once he let me go, I just kept extending the lead. So I said, you know, if I could win this, I'm going to enjoy myself. I didn't even think what I was going to do, but I know I'm going to be able to, you know, have a good time going in. And, you know, with about a mile ago, I'll probably start celebrating through my hand. I'm like, no, you haven't done it yet. You just keep going, focusing. And then by the time I get to the Central Park, made the right turn, you could just, the crowd was phenomenal. And like I said, I was pointing my USA, and I was going, you know, trying to get the crowd going. It was just a dream that of mine that's been for a long time, since 2002. I really believe I could win New York, right, like the way Alberto Salazar did, and I went for it in 2002 at mile 16, 17, and about mile 21, the monkey jumped on my back and slowed down quite a bit for a minute or so from this guy. But it's the experience that I learned, and I used my experience in Athens. What Stefano Bolini did, just made that move 5K to go. I made the same move, similar move to Robert Chariot with 2 miles ago, which gave me the ability to just relax. And it was just a dream come true. It was a lot of fun and interacting with the crowd. And what a perfect place to do it, and wearing the USA jersey, the president of our country, in 27 years. It's a long time, and it was just a big honor. And Alberto left me a very nice message of congratulatory of my accomplishment. I guess that sense to see him in Indianapolis, the USA TF track and field annual meeting. We got to meet each other, so he was so happy for me, and as many people are.
So at the finish, it looks like you're getting down to kiss the ground, and then is he doing a kiss the ground? Is he doing push-ups? What the heck's he doing?
It depends which angle you saw. There's a picture that was taken from the front that I did kiss the ground. So it was just, I guess I had a lot of energy or a lot of excitement. It was quick, so it wasn't like, but a lot of people thought it was a push-up, but it was a kiss of the ground. Just, if you do this, by the time you run at 26 miles, your hamstring are ready to have a cramp. So I did the push-out, kiss the ground style versus the hamstring is going to cramp up, so I have to do that.
There was probably like some cigarette butts down there too.
That's what was so quick.
Yeah. So right from there, the next night you're doing Letterman, and then you're courtside at a Knicks game with a Meb jersey on, and Chris Paul is there from the Hornets, and he was pretty excited to meet you.
It was a great, with great achievement comes a great honor, and I've been, fortunate enough to be able to participate in a lot of things, including the David Letterman and meeting Chris Paul. I just tell him, I was a little shy meeting him, but I'm like, hey Chris, my name is Meb, I want you to. I know. How did you do that? I just do the best that I can. He's like, I know, but if I have only for 45 minutes of your stamina, I would be a great player. And so he was just excited to meet me, and just the way I was excited to meet him. And so
he wanted a picture of you for his mom.
Yes, he did. He took a picture. He asked people to take a picture, and he said to get a sign, and he showed it to his mom, and he was just happy for me.
That is so cool. Then we came back, and Hall of Champions had a little deal for Meb, and about 300 people showed up, which was awesome. And it was just one of those things that you caught lightning in a bottle. And it's funny because there was an article came out not long afterwards where one of the reporters was saying, Meb is not an American, and I don't think he did any background knowing that you've been here since you were 12, and that everything you've accomplished has been as an American.
Maybe I should give him a little geography. I think San Diego is in the United States.
How about a big round of applause for our 2009 New York City Marathon champion, Mr. Meb Keflezighi.